morning students. Hope you all are fine and safe. Please learn your portions regularly, okay? Now we are talking about environmental management. In that we had discussed about forest and its importance, wildlife and its management, and also we had studied about renewable and non-renewable resources. In that we had studied about some kinds of solar energy, wind energy, thermal energy, and also we had studied about biogas and shale gas. Now let's learn rainwater harvesting, electrical energy management, e-waste management, sewage management and solid waste management.
Rainwater harvesting is a technique of collecting and storing rainwater for future use. It is a traditional method of storing rainwater in underground tanks, ponds, lakes, dams for future use. The main purpose of rainwater harvesting is to recharge groundwater level. Methods of rainwater harvesting. First one is rooftop rainwater harvesting. Rooftops are excellent rain catchers. The rainwater that falls on the roof of the houses, apartments, commercial buildings is collected and stored in the surface tank and can be used for domestic purpose. Another one method, that is recharge pit. In this method, the rainwater is first collected from the rooftops or open spaces and is directed into the percolation pits through pipes for filtration. After filtration, the rainwater enters the recharge pits or ground wells. But in the rural areas, people adopt a variety of water collecting methods to capture and store as rainwater. They are digging of tanks or lakes and Uranis. Digging of tanks is one of the traditional water harvesting system in Tamil Nadu. Areas are constructed in such a way that if the water is one area overflows, it automatically gets diverted to the areas of the next village as these areas are interconnected. Uranis are small ponds to collect rainwater. The water is used for various domestic purposes, drinking, washing, bathing, etc. These ponds cater the nearby villages. Kallanai Dam, also known as Grand Anicut, it is the fourth oldest dam in the world, constructed by the king Karigala Chola. The dam is located on the river Kaveri, approximately 20 km from the city of Tiruchirappalli. Next is advantages of rainwater harvesting. It helps to overcome the rapid depletion of groundwater level. To meet the increase the demand of water, reduces flood and soil erosion. Water stored in ground is not contaminated by human and animal waste and hence can be used for drinking purpose. Next is electrical energy management. Electricity or electric power is produced by generators. The generators are operated by the turbines attached to it. The turbines are rotated by steam, moving water or wind power to produce electricity. Some measures can be taken even at home and school to save electricity. For that, we can use energy efficient appliances to save electricity like compact fluorescent lamps CFL, light emitting diode LED bulbs and other electric equipments. Switch off the lights and fans, television and other electrical appliances when not in use. Switch off the mobile phone charger when not in use. And also we can use alternative sources of energy such as solar energy. In that, solar water heater system can be used instead of electric water heater and minimize the use of air conditioners. Actually, electronic equipments contain many hazardous heavy metals such as lead, cadmium, that can cause severe soil and groundwater pollution. E-waste, that is electronic waste, dumping yards and the places nearby are polluted and cause severe health hazard. Next topic is sewage management. What in by sewage? Wastewater generated from domestic and industrial process, isn't it? This sewage water results in agricultural contamination and environmental degradation. Sources of sewage or wastewater: domestic purpose or household activities, dye and textile industries, leather industries, sugar and breweries industries, paper and pulp industries. This wastewater we can't direct in any way, but it should be treated and reused. Now let's discuss wastewater or sewage treatment method. The conventional wastewater treatment methods involve pre-screening, aeration, sludge management and water reuse. Pre-screening: in this method, wastewater generated from domestic and industrial activities is screened to remove soil and solid particles. The solid particles may be wooden pieces, plastic papers and other impurities. This method is also called primary method or physical method. After pre-screening, the screened wastewater is then pumped into an aeration tank. Here, the microbial contaminants are removed by the biological degradation that occurs in the presence of air. Then, sedimentation process. In this process, the solid particles in suspension form are allowed to settle. The particles that settle out from the suspension is known as sludge. Next step is sludge removal. The sludge generated by the degradation process is transferred periodically from the tank for safe disposal. Next step is disinfection. Chlorination and ultraviolet radiation of treated water is required to remove any microorganism contamination. Then the water will be supplied for domestic or industrial purposes. Next is solid waste management. Solid waste mainly include municipal waste, hospital waste, industrial waste and e-waste. The solid waste are dumped in the soil, which results in landscape pollution. The solid waste management involves the collection, treatment and proper disposing of solid material that is discarded from the household and industrial activities. Methods of solid waste disposal. First method is segregation. It is a separation of different type of waste materials like biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste. Sanitary landfill. It is the another method of solid waste disposal. In this method, solid waste are dumped into low-lying areas. The layers are compacted by trucks to allow settlement. The waste materials get stabilized in about 2 to 12 months. The organic matter undergoes decomposition. Another method, incineration. Medical waste can be discarded by incineration. It is the burning of non-biodegradable solid waste in properly constructed furnace at high temperature. Another one method, composting. Biodegradable matter of solid waste is digested by microbial action or earthworms and converted into humus. Recycling of waste. Papers from old books, magazines and newspapers are recycled to produce papers in paper mills. Likewise, agricultural waste like coconut shell, jute, cotton stalk, bagasse of sugar cane, that is the residue left after the extraction of juice from the sugar cane, can be used to make paper and cardboard. Paddy husk can be used as a livestock fodder. Cow dung and other organic wastes can be used in gobar gas plant to provide biogas and manure for field. Finally, for effective waste management, everyone should adopt 4R approach such as reduce, reuse, recovery and recycle. Let's recall now. Conservation is a process which is concerned with the use of preservation and proper management of natural resources from destructive activities of human being. Conservation of natural resources contributes to the social and economic development of the country. Forests of a country constitute a major asset for the people of the country. National Park is a reserved area for the conservation of entire wildlife including plants and animals. Sanctuary is a place reserved exclusively for the use of animals. Solar cell is a device that absorbs sunlight and converts it into electric energy. Solar water heater does not require electricity. They heat up water directly from sunlight. Biogas is produced by the anaerobic decomposition of cow dung. The technique of collecting and storing rainwater for future purpose is known as rainwater harvesting. Unwanted, non-working and outdated electronic products become e-waste. Dear students, it is our duty to take care of the environment we live. So far, avoid wastage of water, avoid usage of plastics and other non-biodegradable materials. And also we have to use our resources carefully so as to preserve for the future generations. Thank you.